All right, it is the next morning, and I have trimmed all the excess off the edges. Let me just show you these here. This is Nick's, Harold's, Willie's 60,000 subscriber giveaway, Errol's. Now what I do is I take some 320 sandpaper and I smooth these edges down really good with a sandpaper, and then I take a sponge and I dampen this leather ever so slightly, and I come over here to the slicker, which is just a wooden dowel, and I slick all the raised leather hairs down level, and that makes a nice smooth surface. And then I take my airbrush with some black dye, and I put just a little fade around the edge. I'm going to do that on all of them, and let them dry. Buff them up with you just take a soft cloth and you buff them real good, and it leaves just a little bit of a shine on them. And then when I go home, the last thing I do is I put Vaseline on them, and then I wipe it all off, and it leaves a nice protective shine on the leather and keeps it from getting wet or absorbing water. And also I have to put a edge on all these knives. That's going to be an all-day job. But I think I can finish all these sheaths today, and tomorrow get to putting the edge on them. Actually, I can finish all these sheaths, and start putting the edge on these. I don't know how long I'll get. My wife may want to go to town. I thought I heard her mention going to town to get glasses. So if that's what I got to do today, that's what I got to do. But anyway, let me get started. I'm going to start sanding these edges down. Okay, I got all the sides trimmed, sanded, rounded, beveled, and slicked up. Now, this is the giveaway. Now I black the edges and do just I think I'll do a bit of a larger, this is a big sheath, so I'm going to do a bit of a larger fade on this. And on these smaller sheaths, I'm going to do just enough fade to come in and maybe cover the stamping. Yeah. All right, let me start that. The fade is next. Okay, all the fades are done. Now I give them enough time to dry, and then I wax the edges, you'll see. And oddly enough, the length of time it takes these to dry is just exactly the length of time it takes to make and drink a cup of coffee. Pure coincidence. Oxblood and burgundy sure looks similar. And this is the giveaway. You can't really tell that there's a fade, but there is. And some people were saying that, and I have before, that I should have swatches of the different colored dyes I have. And I did. But the problem is, every time I buy a new piece of leather, it absorbs the dye differently, and it looks differently than the swatches I had. So the best thing to do is when I buy leather and I cut a sheath out, a little piece of the scrap, I can use that scrap to experiment with dyes and see what it's going to look like on the sheath. And that's the safest way to do it that I have found, because even on the bottles, like light tan, that says light tan. Does that color look like that? It does not. So each piece of leather absorbs the dye in a different fashion, darker or lighter. And you know, you can't tell just by looking at the leather. So Swatches just won't work, because if somebody picks a color that they like on a swatch, and then, I use that dye and it turns out not to be the exact same color, it just defeats the purpose of having, giving people a choice. Okay, let me make a cup of coffee, drink it, and when I come back, I'll start waxing and buffing the edges of these. And then the sheaths are done, and then I'll have to go to my knife shop and start putting edges on these. And who knows, I may be able to ship these before the day is out. Okay. There's Nick's. My edges, I really have figured out finally how to do a nice burnished, smooth, even leather edge. That is Willie's. Harold's. Faith's. Errol's. And the giveaway knife. Oh yeah, incidentally, I've come to another conclusion. You see that spot of insulation right there? Behind there is a 220 line that used to run a water heater that was right there. And I'm gonna go ahead and buy a 220 knife kiln. And it's dry down here, so I'm gonna put it under here. And I'll put my oil out here, my quenching oil and everything. I may have to get up on this roof and waterproof it a little bit more up underneath the edge of that. But that's no problem. Yeah, that's gonna save me some time. I'll probably put it right about underneath that vent hood right there. I'll bring that bench that my other forge is sitting on. I'll bring that around here, bring the oil around here, and I'll hook up to that 220 line and run it down here. There we go. Okay, I'm fixing to box these up. I'll be shipping them tomorrow. All right. That's my Texas Rumble. 330, finished to that degree. I don't do mosaic pins anymore. I do solid brass or solid stainless steel, your choice. But I always do spectacular wood on these for that price. Now, I do sell these for $285, satin finish, with some really nice wood. Just not this really, this is $60, $70 wood here. So, I have lots of good wood, but very few of these. And they have to be 2 inches because of the arch of the handle. They have to be 2 inches thick, tall. And I can do liners. Don't like doing liners, but the liners worked on this really well. Boy, let me put it in its sheath. There's Errol's for his wife Faith. It's drunk. All right. And that's Tuya Burl. I like that wood. Here's Harold's. All right, I made this little box here to take pictures in. And, oh, good Lord. Sorry, I had to bend over and pick something up. So there's the giveaway knife. When I reach 60,000 subscribers, I'll draw a winner. I sure do like that wood. Right, I'll put it in its sheath and show it to you all dressed up. There we go. And it looks black on this camera, but it's chocolate brown. Sort of antique-ish, you know? It looks like it's a little bit worn. I like that. All right, next knife is I'm gonna clean up. Is that Willie's? Is that Willie's? I don't know. I'll have to look. That is Willie's. Don't hate me because I have smart TV out here. I can watch my YouTube. Right now I'm watching an Amazon Prime comedian. Actually, I was listening to him because I'm on this side. And I just put 5 wicked pissa edges on these knives. Wicked pissa. Wicked sharp. All right, I'm going to take them all home. Clean them up one last time. Wrap them in some wax paper. Put them in their little sheaths and send them on their way. We're done. I got to take some glamour shots of these. Yeah, I may do that. I may ship these tomorrow. I'm making a box that I have this material in as a backdrop for these knives. I want to take some better pictures of my knives because here's what I got to do. I've got a price list, my new price list. I went up a couple of dollars on each knife, not much. And I have an order form, and I want to put all this on my website and some new pictures because I have a lot more knives I've made. And you know, as time has gone by, my knives have gotten a little nicer in appearance. So I want to put these newer knives on there for sure. And I have to make something where I can take some really nice pictures in it and diffuse the light and all that. So I'm probably going to do that tomorrow. Today, it's been not a long day, but I don't feel like spending my life out here. And I don't want to deny my wife the glory, the joy of being in my presence. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure that's how she feels when I'm gone. She misses me. And, okay, that's enough of that. All right. Let's go home.